Hello everyone, I'm Sharer from Afghanistan.
I'm Mona from Estonia.
I'm Mavia from Kashmir.
Welcome to today's episode, where we dive into one of the most important and often misunderstood topics in our lives, health and nutrition. Whether you are someone who counts every calories or someone who just wants to feel better in your body, this conversation is for you. We live in a world full of food choices, fitness trends, and wellness advice, but also confusion, misinformation, and real challenges. From rising health issues to struggle of finding affordable nutrition meals, we are here to unpack it all. In this episode, we'll explore what's holding us back from living healthier lives and what the future might look like in 25 years from now. What is threatening the health and nutrition? What is processed food is doing to our lives? How increase of population is affecting quality of food, and how lifestyle is affecting health and nutrition. Of course, we all want to know the answers. Let's start with Mona. Can you tell me more about the processed food?
Yeah, so processed foods are actually foods that are somehow altered from their natural state. So even fresh lettuce that is packed in plastic packaging is processed food, but there's a spectrum from minimally to ultra processed foods. So if we talk about unhealthy processed foods, then it's the ultra processed foods. So you can recognize ultra processed foods by some ingredients that don't exist normally in the kitchen. Some industrially processed ingredients such as preservatives, emulsifiers, sweeteners, artificial colorants and flavors. And the reason ultra-processed foods are said to be unhealthy is that they tend to have high levels of saturated fat, salt, sugar, additives, and also the processing of the foods is making them unhealthier. It removes the fibers, the micronutrients, which are vital for a good health. So if you have diet high on ultra processed foods, you probably have a higher risk of high blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases, even early death, obesity, cancer, and it can also affect your mental health. It can cause depression, anxiety, etc. So it actually is very, very important what we eat.
Very well, it was really complete, and I totally agree with you. But here is a little bit of question in my mind that is kind of personal, but still you can relate it to this new generation. Is that how can I control my craving toward the junk food? I mean, every time we have some parties or we want to gather all together and talk and everything, or every time I'm feeling a little bit emotional, the first thing comes to my mind is junk food. And I pay a lot on junk food, and even though I know that they're full of sugar, oil, and everything, and I'm putting like a bunch of crabs in my body, but I still pay a lot on junk food. What do you think is the solution for that?
Yeah, so processed food, it's a very sophisticated problem because actually it's designed to be as tasty as possible, and if you take one piece you want more and more, and therefore you buy more. So it's a good business, but very bad for the health. So since processed food is manufactured on and on and on and produced on and on and on, then I think it's important to somehow educate the young people and make them understand how important their health is and what it means and what it actually does to their health when they eat a lot of ultra processed foods, so they can themselves try to fix their diets and improve them for a healthier life.
Yeah, exactly. And also, I think that if we replace the healthy food like vegetables and, for example, do you remember the clays leaf when we went to the farm? At first, I didn't want to even try it. I was like, okay, who can fry the leaves and how do I guarantee that it tastes good? But I was the first one who tried it, and I was the one who finished the package. It was really tasty and it was full of nutrition. I didn't expect that from a leaf. And if we can do this more and more, like replace the healthy foods with the junk food, and we can have the same packages, the same flavor. For example, instead of sugar, we can add stevia or honey or natural sugar from the fruits. It can be like, it can give you the same pleasure but less harmful for your body. What do you think?
Yeah, absolutely. The kale chips, they were so good. Like, I think everyone enjoyed them. They really were. And they're so easy to make as well. And actually, I've noticed in the shops there are also like, I don't know, vegetable chips that have less, industrially processed ingredients inside, which are like better for the health. And actually, I think they taste better than the ultra processed potato chips. And I think, it just needs some time. People need to get used to it and, discover these alternatives. But I think they're a good start.
Yeah, me too. And what's better than eating something which is tastes like chips, and you don't overthink that whether you give them to your children or your little siblings or not. And let's go to the next question. Movia, how do you think increase of population is affecting quality of food? Can you explain us a little bit more?
No, I can't explain. It was a joke. Sorry. Actually, $1 million question, that how the growing population is going to affect the food quality. So there is always a scale between the quantity and quality, that if you compromise on one of them, you are not going in good direction. Even if you are making a lot of food, obviously there would be a scale to manage the quality of food as well. But in developing countries, we are compromising on the quality very much. You know better than me even. So for me, there are some points on which we are making some mistakes. That's why we are compromising on the food quality. So first of all, to just make the food consumption available to everyone, we are introducing some harmful chemicals in the food, which may be due to the harmful pesticides or insecticides which we introduce into the crops. Or if we talk about the meat and buffalo or cow meat, so it would be say in such a manner that people used to introduce or inject the harmful chemicals through the injections in their body, which only emphasize on their growth. And that obviously they will introduce the growth hormones in their body. So obviously it would get bigger and bigger in a very small period of time, but ultimately they will not provide us the nutrients for which we are choosing them to be eaten. So in this way, obviously the bigger body but less nutrients will obviously harmful for us. So what ultimately I can say for this, that if the source of food is not good for you, that if the source is not providing you the enough nutrients, so how your body will grow in a good manner? Obviously you are compromising on your nutrients and your health. Secondly, people are in developing countries, people are used to have less spaces but more animals, and animals themselves can't live their healthy life. And then again it come to the same, that if animals himself are not getting a good life, so how they can ensure our life better? So it would be called as the apple of discord, that whole population of the people is going to be dependent on just few people, and they are producing the whole meat and other vegetables for people, and obviously they are compromising on quality due to these factors. Moreover, faster food production and its processing, there is not any scale to counter check the quality of food. Ultimately people just grow their vegetable and sell it to the market, but there is no, even the government is not taking such kind of actions to check whether this food is beneficial for newborn children or no. They don't have a stamp to prove this food. They just get it from the market and sell it to the people. And obviously from all these steps, what we can conclude, that it is only due to the imbalance of quality and quantity. Although we have talked yesterday about what's the main reasons for this, so although there are many types of machinery and techniques and that medicines which can fulfill our needs, but in developing countries people don't have such money to buy those machinery to use that techniques. So this is all only due to the lack of money and all these factors which I mentioned. That's it from my side.
Very well. And considering all that you said, very how can I say, weird thing came to my mind that I saw in a video in Instagram a few days ago, that in near future we will have like this small supplements tablets, which we will eat them, and that will be like it for the end of the day, and we don't have like 3 meals, we don't crave foods, and that will complete all the nutrition that our body needs in one day. Do you think that um, is it good for human generation in future? Do you think is it like beneficial? Does it work? What do you think about it?
It would work in terms of health and in terms of if you just consider the fulfillment of nutrients and protein and carbohydrates. But what do you say about the taste and the for Kashmir we used to arrange picnics and used to enjoy food. So if we just have a 1 pill in your pocket, so how you will counter this taste which you get from your family? You will sit on a chair on a table and enjoy and talking. How you will counter this?
I mean, I totally agree with you. I have the same point of view because for me, eating, even the time that you spend on cooking the food, is like a kind of not even lifestyle, it's a part of a human being feature. Otherwise, what are we different with the robots and the machines? They also take a little batteries and they can work. And this is really important for us to take our time, and maybe if we spend the time with our loved ones, it's really beneficial, it's really necessary for our health to spend that time on cooking. It's really, scientifics said it in articles that's been written and everything, which is really, it's helpful for your health. And the time that you spend on cooking and you spend on eating, it's much more important than the time that you spend on working. So yeah, if we cut off that part, I don't think that there is a difference between us, animals, and like robots.
Yeah, you just remember me my festivals. It's still vivid in my mind that it's a very mesmerizing moments in Eid festivals, that that whole night women used to cook food, and very small children and people gather around them and enjoy that. We are tomorrow we will have a festival, so during this night we have to cook food, and it's more than enjoying moments. So I would just say that obviously your needs of each and everything would be fulfilled, but I will never ever forget these types of moment that are interconnected with cooking.
Yes, exactly. And also, it's a part of my culture that we spend a lot of time on cooking. Like, yeah, Afghan women, even though if they are, they work, nowadays they can't work, but but they still spend a lot of time on cooking. And if we like cooked something really fast, it would be like offensive for us, And yeah, that's a part of my culture, so I can't, ignore it. So now I would like to explain more about how lifestyle is affecting the health and nutrition nowadays. Right now, many people around the world are struggling with health problems like obesity, diabetes, and heart disease. These are called lifestyle disease because they are often caused by how we eat and live. Why is it happening? People eat too much sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. Many don't move enough, sitting all day at work or school. Fast food and snacks are everywhere, and they are cheap and tasty, but not good enough for our bodies, as Mona explained. So this is a big problem because it doesn't just affect individuals. It affects families, communities, and even healthcare system. Hospitals are overwhelmed and government spend billions trying to treat disease that could be prevented with better food and habits. And also, confusing advice is everywhere. You know, the first thing that someone who wants to go on a diet will do is that asking for advices, which is not actually professional. You just have to ask from someone who is a nutrition expert to give you some advices about what kind of diet or what kind of regime you should take. It's like, have you ever heard someone says carbs are bad? You need to cut off the carbs. And then someone else says that carbs are good. Or one person says, go vegan. Another person says, eat only meat. That's a problem. There is too much advices, and a lot of them is not based on science. And social media is full of influencers who give health tips without proper knowledge. People follow fat diets and might work for a few weeks but aren't healthy long term. This makes people feel lost and frustrated. They don't know how to trust or what to eat. You know, I was looking for a proper diet to lose weight 10 kilograms in a week. And actually, I found it in Instagram. There was a influencer with a lot of followers, and she proposed like one apple per day. I mean, it was hard for me even to do it for one day. I was about to die in the end of the day because eating is really important for me. Not only because of the nutrition, it's a part of my identity. I really enjoy cooking and eating. So I was really depressed. I don't recommend it to you.
For me, whenever I used to follow the diet plan, one day I follow, and at the second day, I eat triple times of that.
You see, that's what I'm exactly talking about. When people give us some advices that are hard to follow, people get frustrated. They think that all the diets are like this. They need to give up on them or let go. And no, if actually you acknowledge yourself about it, learn more about what we need and everything, you will enjoy the diet. Especially, you know, in this project, I learned a lot about sustainable food and how we can manage to have organic food in every meal and not to spend a lot of money or think a lot about, okay, what should I eat for today that give me all the nutritions that I need. And thanks to this project, I learned a lot about organic food, and I'm sure that I will observe it from now on to my personal life.
And also, for me, when you talk about the diet recommendations and everything, we need to take in account that every person's body works so differently, and one kind of diet can't apply to everyone. It can't work with everyone. So you really need to do your research and see a specialist to be sure that you find the diet that works for you.
Exactly. Yeah, that made me remember a memory that my sister she visited the nutrition expert, and she actually lost 20 kilograms in 6 months, and she's fine now. And the same diet, my cousin asked her. She said no, even though they were the same height, the same way, and most of the same features. But she said that you need to see the doctor yourself because everyone's body is different, everyone's need is different. You need to give this analysis and blood tests and everything to see what your body needs. Maybe our physical features are the same, but inside, who knows from the inside? Yeah, that's really true. Thank you for referring to that. And also, another thing is that people think that healthy food is always expensive. Okay, let's think that it is expensive, but I will give you an example over this. Before, when I used to go to the supermarket, there are always a lot of options, like the same packet of eggs, but the same prices, the different prices. For example, one is 3 euros, one is 6 euros, and one is like 2 euros. Before, I used to like take the 2 euros and 45 cents, and I was like happy. Okay, I acted economically, and I saved money and everything. And now I know that, okay, maybe I saved some money, but what did I enter to my body? What did I consume? I used to be less energy all day. I was tired by the end of the day. Not even by the end of the day, the half of the day, I couldn't sleep well. I was not always in the good temperature or mood, and yeah, I was kind of suffering from depression sometimes. And now I'm thinking that everything, every mood, every action, everything that we do in our lives, it kind of comes back to what we eat. That's the first step. And now I'm more conscious about what I'm buying. From now on, of course, I'll pay for like the 6 euro or 5 euro for the packet of eggs, because maybe I can eat less, but it's like it has more nutritions, and I give my body what it needs, and this is how it works from my point of view. And yeah. So, and the last one is that fast food and junk food are like addictive. And yeah, this can like become lifestyle, but as you said, and as we refer to it, we can change it with, replace it with different things, like healthier things. And another example of this, because I really like to eat, and so I have a lot of experiences about this. I am addicted to sticks, is it salty sticks, pretzel. I don't know about the brand, but before, I used to go to the supermarket and I was like, okay, this has a lot of salt, this has a lot of oil and gluten, full of wheat, but I can't buy it. And I used to come back home with a heartbreak. But now I see that there are lots of more options nowadays in the supermarkets. I can see the sticks that are full of seeds, no oil, no salt, and I can buy it. It may be 1 or 2 euro, it's more expensive, but when you eat it, you have no guilt, you have no like bad feelings, and you're actually eating a healthy food. And I'm really happy about that. So yeah, we can change our lifestyle based on changing our habits. Okay, now the next question is that what might happen in next 25 years? Let's imagine the future. What will health and nutrition look like in 2050? Who wants to give their opinion first?
Yeah, all right, I can give. So a topic that's been like important for me, that I've been thinking about, is water scarcity, which is very directly actually also affecting the food and nutrition. So water scarcity is a lack of sufficient fresh water to meet demand of all the people in the world. And the causes are, for example, population growth, inefficient resource use, and climate change. And as for inefficient resource use, we can see that several places in the world, water is obviously like taken for granted. For example, in Mexico City, they lose like about 42% of their fresh, drinkable, clean water due to leaky pipes. So it's a mistake that can definitely be solved, but it looks like they're just like not valuing water enough, because actually every drop of water nowadays is so important. Because if we don't have water, we are dehydrated, and it doesn't only make us unhealthy, it can actually kill us. It is very, very important to value water. So if there's no access to clean drinkable water, then people are usually forced to use unsafe water sources, which can make waterborne illnesses thrive, such as cholera and typhoid. So in another way, very threatening. Um, and also, the dry and deserted areas are, very affected by this problem, since if you take water from the ground in a dry area and use it, for example, agriculture in this area, the water will evaporate and move to other humid places, which means that at some point the dry areas will run out of the groundwater. So in these areas, it will be in the future more and more difficult to, do agriculture, live, whatever, to consume water. So yeah. And also taking water out of the ground can cause erosions, and also it's happening in some cities in the world, and that's another topic, but it's also like affecting our lives and health. And I believe that in the future we can improve the efficiency of water usage, and we can use more water in a more environmentally friendly way. But if we don't act fast enough, it can be very ugly. But so, therefore I truly hope that people will rethink their way of water usage and make it more efficient and environmentally friendly.
Wow. That was for me. That was really touching, and I'm really glad that you referred to that subject, because when it comes to health and nutrition, people mostly think about only food, but what is really important is that we are taking water for granted, all of us, and we don't understand that the water is the liquid, vital liquid, and it's one of the. It is the most important factor for living and for growing and for making food. And also, one thing that was really weird for me, strange for me when I came to Europe, I mean, it's been 1 year that I immigrated, is that in Europe, I think it's the most for all of the countries, or I don't know about all, but mostly, most of the countries, is that they use the drinkable water for shower, for washing the dishes, for laundry, and for toilet. And I was really shocked when I understood about this. But I was one person, I couldn't do a lot, so I had to get used to it. And but every time I'm taking shower, I'm feeling guilty to wasting like the drinkable water. In Afghanistan, it was like we had a special pipe for drinkable water, and totally different pipes and water for washing the dishes, doing the laundry and toilet. And I hope that this problem can be solved as soon as possible, because even now we are short in drinkable water, and so many countries are suffering from not having enough drinkable water. But in the next generation, of course, I'm even thinking that the next world war would be over drinkable water. I hope it doesn't happen, but I've been hearing a lot about that.
Yeah, it's actually very good that you brought out, how we use the drinkable water. Like for me as well, it's like actually very surprising that it hasn't changed. That we still flush the toilet and there goes like 3 gallons of clean drinkable water. Like we could use any kind of water for this, and yeah, it's actually for me too. It's very like heartbreaking that like Europeans use so much water in general as well, and they also use the clean water for stuff that they don't need clean water for. So yeah.
Yeah, that's totally true. And you're asking Mavia's opinion about what do you think will happen in next 25 years?
Well, on the other side of coin, where there is a way, there is a will. So if we want to make our future better, so we have to think about these parameters. So for me, I'm just thinking positively that obviously you can see in the word that each and everything is going to be advanced day by day, each technology, each machinery. So obviously we would find some ways to make our food better. You know that for me, I personally think that till 2020 2050, we would have some alternative protein technologies. Like I have mentioned earlier, that today we are not going to provide enough protein and carbohydrates and vitamin to our people, but in future maybe there would be a chance to get the alternative of these proteins and all the stuff that is important for one health and nutrition of a person. So moreover, with the passage of time, we will come to know, although there are some techniques today that we introduce, like growth hormone. You have heard about the Cerelacs. You have any idea that these are the protein and growth hormones are installed into this Cerelac, and mom used to give it to children. So she is not giving to him like these cereals. She is basically introducing the proteins and important stuff in his body. So it could be help us for genetic improvements, like if you have a genetic problem like baldness or any polio or such things. So during the childhood of baby, we can introduce mm, these proteins and anti like immunity we can develop immunity system in his body by giving him this kind of stuff which is introduced in his food. So obviously, if we are taking in counter of these steps, so there would be a good opportunity of monitoring each and everything. So the government officials and the food safety departments that work in Kashmir and other developing countries, so they would approve each and every single bite before going into the body. So in the shops they would encounter that whether the quality of food which is going to be served to people or people purchase from there, is it good for their health or no. So after their approval, the food is going to be served in the different shops. Moreover, we would have some better technologies regarding the processing of food. You know that when we process food nowadays, maybe we spray a pesticide or insecticide into the crop and we not get it washed in well manner. So maybe when someone eat it, so he is eating pesticides ultimately. But with the passage of time, I think so that there would be better processing of this food, that either the pesticides and insecticides are thrown into the crops and fields, but ultimately they would washed in such a manner that each and every resin or residue of these medicines on the plants will go off. So lastly, I would like to say that it's no use of crying over split milk. So we have to think before before the water goes upside of our head. So these are basically the days till 2050. These are the days that we can work on these steps which I have mentioned. So if we work on these steps, obviously at the end of 2050, you would never ever have such kind of issues that we are facing right now.
Yeah, exactly. I totally agree with you. And from my point of view, I want to be optimistic. And, it's that I agree that we will have foods or supplements or tablets which are made for you, exactly for you. I'm sure that it will be expensive and there will be like apps that tells you, okay, the tablets that you just had, what does it give to your body and what do you also need? And as much as the technology is growing so fast, I'm sure that it will apply to food too. It could be like you could take a test that looks at your DNA or gut bacteria, then an app or advice tells you what food are exactly the best for you and what kind of nutritions you need, and it can tells you more about your health, and it's like having a personal nutrition coach in your pocket. This could help people avoid disease and feel better, but I'm sure that it will be like very expensive. And the next thing is that a new kind of food will be presented in the market. We'll see foods that don't exist yet, or that sounds strange today. but in near future we will have them. Like I saw a show, and there were like company owners that were about to find entrepreneurs to invest on them, and there were a woman who presented fried chickens. At first, all the judges, when they eat, they thought that it is actually fried chicken, and they said, "Okay, what is special about this? You just fried the chicken." And she said that there's 0% meat in this, and this is all vegetables. And yeah, she managed to make it. And I think that will happen more and more. And also, meat grown in labs without killing animals, we will witness them. Protein made from insects. Yes, bugs. I had some proteins made from insects. I have it at home. I just had one scoop. That's all. It tastes really bad. I don't want to talk about it, but I hope that they can change the flavor. And yeah,
Yeah, me too.
it tastes like a plants grown in vertical farms inside buildings using less water and less space. This food could help feed more people and protect the planet. And I think that government will get involved to help people eat better and to educate them. And government might make like new rules. Junk food ads could be banned. I hope so. I just want to be optimistic. I'm not sure that it will happen because it's for the good of the government, junk food and everything. But I hope so that it will be banned or kind of limited for kids because it's really, really bad for their health. Sugary drinks might be taxed to make less popular. Popular. Healthy food could get cheaper with subsidies.